Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am going to, I feel like I'm swirling around here. All right. I am going to do my TikTok lives outside until I can't do them outside no more. Now, can't and don't wanna are two different things, as you probably know. But yeah, it's more like I don't want to do them outside. See, I'm already coaching myself. I'm already busting myself on my own words here. Let me get settled. Why is that? All right, here we go. Here we go, people. Good morning. Good morning, Robin, Christina Glendale, and Cat Mama. I recognize you guys. Hap and Beth. I always love the Beths. Beth Cerny. This may not be your musical style at all, but there is a band called The Beths. The Beths. They are from New Zealand. My husband and I are flying out to Detroit to see them on Wednesday. So if you are a Beth, you might want to check them out. So good morning. Here, let me get comfortable. Get yourself comfortable, people. I'm doing it. You might want to too. And hey, yeah, Ginger, nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. And yeah, hey. There we go. All right. Notice what I'm doing. I was all kind of shuffly-buffly and get my stuff. Shifting gears, people. Shifting gears. Slowing it down. Calming it down. Because I've been up for a while. I took a nice long walk. Did some decluttering. Not like I always declutter. Don't worry. It's not like I'm like, oh, I declutter every day. But I had something I knew I wanted to put somewhere so somebody could get it, and I did it. So good morning. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Pamela. And yeah, good morning. Good morning. It is a Sunday morning. Now, I'm not a churchgoer, but I will share with you, I love the silence of a Sunday morning. I love how there's a different energy with every day, but I love the energy of the weekends, and I love the energy of a Sunday morning because people are sleeping in. There's a different schedule. There's a different routine. And that just feels really good. There's not as many cars on the road where I am. If I quiet down, I can hear the cicadas. And if I really listen, you guys can't hear it probably, but we have a pickleball court kind of across the street from us in a park, like on the other side of the houses. I can hear those. There you go. Moi, have a lovely time at church. Enjoy yourself, y'all. And here I am, and I'll be with you. Annalisa, it's been a while. Good morning. Hey. So, as you can see, I'm just shouting out some names, kind of like if I was on Romper Room, if I was Miss Jean on Romper Room. And I was saying, good morning to everybody. And, but in case we haven't met, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. I help you declutter your life, and I life coach you through the decluttering. And my coaching here on TikTok, on YouTube, my website, Destination Decluttered, destinationdecluttered.com. All right. I love it. Ginger is starting the purging today. I'm getting room floors done and painting tomorrow. Awesome. I wish you the best with that. I wish you energy and focus and good times. Good times. Roller skates. Roller skates. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, good morning. Starting fresh. Nothing like starting fresh. I actually am starting fresh because I showered this morning. I don't always shower before these things. Robin says, I really wish you would make available your mugs. I look everywhere for big mugs. I got a big mug right here. And yeah, these are just, you know what? Maybe someday. But I'll explain to you why I don't sell merch. One of the reasons is because I want to make sure that I am not adding to your clutter. I could make money. Don't get me wrong. I could solve a mug issue for you by selling mugs with my inspirational things on them. And maybe I will do that at some point. But right now, I love what I do, and I love how I do it. And I love how I make my money. So I may be able to make some money off of you and get you a mug that you need. Or excuse me, a mug that you want. But I don't want to add to your clutter. Okay? I will share with this. It is a plain white mug. I got it off of Printful. I think this is the 16 ounce maybe. I can't remember. I have to check because you know how sometimes I show up with a wicked big mug? A wicked big mug. And that one I hit the order button and I didn't proofread. I think the other one's like a 20 ounce or something crazy like that. Maybe next year I will, but you got to promise me. Maybe this would be a thing. If I sold mugs, I'll just throw it out there. If I put mugs with my inspo sayings on them and you bought them from me, first of all, I would probably charge a pretty penny for them because I want to make it worth my while. But I will ask this. You'd need to promise that in order to order one of my mugs, you will have needed to give away like 3 of the mugs you already have. You know? Yeah, so I just say, notice the things I'm saying is that things are on different levels. That's why I will never, ever, ever, ever have a TikTok shop. I don't want to add to your clutter because you know what? You're doing a good job of it yourself, okay? You don't need my help with the adding to the clutter. I am here to help you move the clutter away from your house, okay? Oh, goodness. So, yeah, Annalisa says mugs are something we declutter. I totally understand. Pamela's basement flooded yesterday, so today I happened to open up dozens of wet boxes, you know? And, yeah, that's not fun. We had, one of the reasons back in the winter, I think it was, or the spring, my husband and I got into the renewed, hey, we've been here for 20 years and you haven't been through this box since we lived here, let's get through it, was because we had some water in our basement. But the better thing to do, so notice what you're going to do. You're going to open up dozens of wet boxes and the stuff in there may be wet. This is why I try to encourage you to open your boxes sooner rather than later, even if you can't make a difficult decision. Not all decisions are difficult when you declutter, but decluttering is decision making. But it's not all difficult. It's not all difficult. You may open up a box and be like, oh man, I really wish that wasn't there, crap. Oh well, it's gonna happen. Forgive yourself for not doing it sooner, but then when you find the good stuff, maybe, and if it's not wet, say, okay, now I'm going to do something about this. Now maybe I will put my stuff in my basement in plastic totes as opposed to boxes. Shit's going to happen, people. Shit's going to happen, you know? So it's how we deal with it and we learn from it so we can move on. So good luck with the wet boxes, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. That happened about several months ago. It did. And check it out. We are in a better clutter. I was realizing this on my morning walk. So my husband and I have been in our house like 19 and a half years. We have like less stuff in our basement than we did when we moved in. Because we moved in with a lot of stuff. And not just the stuff, but the habits of acquiring stuff. And the evidence of the habit of acquiring stuff. So, yeah. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. The kids are awake. Neighborhood kids are screaming. Oh, so hey, Cat Roby is saying, heyo, heyo. Who was that? The guy on the Tonight Show, Ed McMahon. Decluttering my schedule and task list with me today. Yes, you guys, I am not a... Here's what I like to declutter. I will be honest with you. Digital clutter, meh. I'll buy more storage before I get that. You know why? I will share this with you. Because there are multiple ways to find what you're looking for when things are digital. So digital clutter is not my bag, but I will tell you what I love doing. I love helping people with the physical clutter in your home. I also love to help you declutter your life by helping you declutter your schedule and your task list and making it fun, because that's how you get stuff done. I did a TikTok video this morning when I was on my morning walk about having some pep in your step about what you're doing and getting it done. I got a whole bunch of little things done. I am kind of running out of little things to do. I'm going to have to learn to relax more because I just have so much free time because I have no decluttering to do. Okay? Okay. Amazon Fairy Stacy is asking, how do I declutter my life? Get rid of the stuff you don't want on every level. What are the things that are not bringing you joy? What are the things that you do not delight in? What are the things that do not serve you? What are the things that bring you down and bum you out? Let's start with that stuff. Kick that to the curb, whatever it is. And it can be things like people. It can be stuff. It can be habits. It can be self-talk. It can be, there was something else I was going to say that I thought was really good. Oh, well. Those are, even if you just do those, it's great. Yeah, declutter the things you do that you don't like about yourself. Maybe you want to declutter your bad's a judgy word, your unhelpful eating habits. Maybe you want to get rid of the fact that instead of you're not exercising. What you can, I guess the thing I was going to say was like boundaries. Decluttering your schedule means saying yes to what you want and possibly no to what somebody else wants. So it's all sorts of good stuff. Robin just emptied out my mug cabinet. Now I have 6. You know what? You see me. I do these things all the time. You guys see me drink out of the same mugs and wear the same clothes. And if you see me wearing new clothes, like this t-shirt that says "You Are Here," so zen, but so rock and roll because there's a John Lennon story behind it, you will see that I use the same stuff over and over again. Because, you know what? That's what we do. We tend to wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time, and then the clutter's the stuff you typically don't wear, you don't use, you don't eat out of your cupboard, you don't drink out of that glass, you don't eat off of that plate, you don't wear that pair of socks, you don't wear that pair of shoes, you don't decorate with that stuff because it's in a box in the basement. Notice the stuff you have. Okay? Your job. Julie, yeah, seriously. I will suggest, though, finding a job, like if you have, I will say, I'll be frank, if you have the money in the bank to float yourself and you want to quit your job, but I will never recommend freaking out your nervous system by quitting a job, saying, oh, I'll figure it out, because I have done that, and I always say it's so much better to jump ship when there's another better ship, on the horizon that you can jump onto, okay? That one persona dealing with the morning after a kid's birthday party. And you know what the cool thing is about that? Is I will so keep you company, because a lot of what you're dealing with today is going to be the surface clutter of having a party. Haven't we all had a party and woken up the next morning and been like, oh, here we go? But it's a lot of what do you call it? Surface clutter. Now I love this. Abbott Elementary is from Alaska. Check you out, lady. I'm so glad you arrived safely. Have a wonderful time. And I'm glad I can keep you company on your trip. I myself am going on a trip starting on Tuesday. It'll be after my TikTok Live. I'll give you that sneaky peek of when I'm going to do my TikTok Live. We're going to go away for a couple of days. And so I don't know if I'm going to do a TikTok Live or not. I say I do them every day, but I just made up that schedule. I can change it at any time. All right. Dealing with them. Okay, Cat Mama says negativity. Need help with that, but going through letting go of family memories. Okay, so negativity brings you down, and that's not a good down. That makes you feel down. Negativity, trust me, I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling pretty negative for a certain amount of time on Friday. And I will tell you that it's the words in our heads that cause us to feel negative. It's the stories we're telling ourselves. So, Cat Mama, I say this with love, and you know, because you show up here all the time, and I show up here all the time, and you're doing good stuff. When you're feeling negative, tune the radio into that exact, what are the words, what are the lyrics of that negative song you're listening to? It also could be compounded by feeling not well physically, being exhausted, not having enough fun in your life. So notice the ingredients of negativity. And I will say this, it's not to then go from negative to yippee skippy and, oh, everything's flowers and, sunshine and lollipops. No, it's to go from negative to feeling okay enough to then start again. Okay? Yeah, so Beth Cerny is saying the entire house, can I just move? Yes, you can, but I will share with you. This is why I do the declutter coaching, is if you don't change your habits, you will probably reclutter your new house. You have habits of acquiring things and holding on to things and bringing them in and probably not letting go of them as easily as you want. So I just share this with you. This is one of the things I've discovered, and this is why I decided to become a coach, is because you could move. Your house could burn down. You will get more stuff, and then you will still reclutter your new house. I don't want you to reclutter your new house, nor do I want you to move out of your house. I want you to love where you live, wherever you are. And a lot of loving where you are is getting rid of what you don't love. Now, Lynn, this is great. You're getting a jump on all of us. I am going to declutter my Christmas decorations this week. Rock on. My God, it's August. I admire your dedication. Okay. Oh, hey, that's cool. All right. You know what? Chrissy Jump is saying, your sticker helps my son keep his space more tidy. That's a win. Well, you know what? Maybe I might put stickers on if I do a shop. You know, I will say this. The people who I listen to the most about doing things that I want to say, if you ask me to do something, I'll do something, more likely, are going to be my one-on-one clients. So if my one-on-one clients want me to sell merch or think it's a good idea, I will definitely consider their opinion. If you're on my mailing list and you want me to sell merch, now I say merch because that's what we call it in the rock and roll biz, but like stickers and mugs, I don't know about t-shirts, but stickers and mugs probably would be the two things that I would want, okay? Drop me a line on my mailing list. You know how to get in touch with me because you have that email address. Reach out to me if you really want a mug. If you really think you'd like one, maybe I'll consider it. You will pay for them, though. I mean, that's a thing, you know? Okay. Joanne is saying, advice for decluttering, I assume. Declining bedroom. Decluttering a best bedroom that has become a catch-all, a caught-all. Can't walk around the room. Yes, I do. This is the sticker, actually, that Chrissy's son has. Every little bit helps. That is one of my mantras for myself. No matter what, no matter how stinky I was feeling later on in the day on Friday, after telling myself crappy stories, which they weren't real, but they felt real, that I did a whole bunch of little things that made me feel a little bit better. So a couple of things. A catch-all, it means there's a lot of stuff in there. So I would say this. I will offer you these quick kind of tips from the book that I haven't written yet. Clutter, 3 layers, surface, stored, sentimental. The real clue for everybody, for all of this, is going to be really calming down your nervous system so you can open the door and start working. So that kind of motivation of, you can have a plan, but if you're not feeling like you can do it, you're not going to do it. I know that personally, and I know it from my clients. So getting in touch with calming down your nervous system, but not just calming it down, but then warming up your engine. Putting some good gas in your tank of closing your eyes and not looking at the room the way it is, but start to envision and start to not just envision, but start to feel like it would feel if that room felt like you wanted to. What if it's just like that now? How would you feel if a miracle happened and you walked in that room and it was just done? Conjure up that feeling in your body. You're seeing it how it is? Shake it off. How do you want it to be? And let's start from there. That's your destination, that feeling of that destination. Like feeling of a destination when you're traveling. So start with your innards. If you don't, you won't get done. But don't keep it in. Turn that energy into action. Do some things. And then when you're ready to do the things, when you feel like you want to do it. You know how we always say, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. You don't feel like it? I know I should do it, rational brain. But the rest of me is like, nah, Jan, I'm good. But when you feel like you want to do it, first of all, don't wait for that to happen. You can conjure up that feeling. Then a couple of things that'll get you going. First of all, the one that's going to be categorizing and chunking it down. Okay? So surface, stored, sentimental. Do not start with the sentimental stuff. If you come across something that's telling you a story that takes you too long, it's like, oh my God, what was that? That Bad Sisters show, was it? And they had the uncle, the Irish uncle who was telling all the old stories. If you know something's going to tell you a wicked long story like that, put up your traffic cop hand and say, I'll listen to you later, and put it aside. Surface clutter is always the good one. Then as far as categories, how about this? Start with the stuff you know you can easily get rid of. The stuff you've already made decisions on and you've already made peace with, I'm cool with letting it go. Start with that. Even if you do that just for one day, that room will look and feel different. You will have done a layer. Then the next layer is probably going to be your stored clutter. What have you stored in there? Now that's going to require some thought. And that's going to be mainly about the quantity and the quality of the items you have. Now, I try to use really general, boring terms because I don't want to put some drama in it. But the quantity and quality of your shoes, the quantity and quality of your clothing, the quantity and quality of your mugs, as I want to take another sip of my tea. And noticing that stuff from the past, but who are you now? As my t-shirt says, you are here. And also, okay, today this is the stuff I fit into. Do I want to fit into my size 6 in the future? Yeah. Do I want to do all the work to make this not size 6 body a size 6 body? No. Okay then. Well, how about this? Why not donate your size 6 clothing and feel good about where you are? Surface, stored, and then sentimental. I'm going through it myself now. That's another journey. But save that till later until you build up your skills. Okay? All right. Yeah, okay. Julie Cox, owning your own business, can't quit it, but wish I could. And yes, nervous system is shot. Okay. What you can do, though, this was a game changer for me. I have been owning my own business for the past 10 years. I used to work for other people, and then I was like, no, I want to do this. But what I did was, my first kind of business was as a writer and not a content creator. Like, I used to write books about road trips and stuff like that. But I did not set up my business to be sustainable from the get-go. I didn't say, what do I want to get out of this? So however you can change your current business to still be the way you want, again, working smarter, not harder. And this is something I love to get into now. And I'm not a business coach, because business to me even sounds boring to me. But I like to help people reclaim the space and not make it so your nervous system isn't shot. Louise is planning, notice this, I plan to sort papers today. I have a plan up here in my head to sort papers today. I hope I start. Now, hope is cool. Hope is a certain amount of energy, but hope doesn't get you in gear. Hope makes it feel like it's out of your control. So let me ask you, Louise, what will help you? What will help you get you started, not just wishing and hoping and praying? Okay? You've been planning for a few days. Yep, I've got the plan. I've got the roadmap. I've been planning this roadmap. What's going to get you in the car and in gear? Okay? Okay? Notice that. What's going to get you in gear? All right? All right, I'm catching up on some of these comments, so there's a little bit of a lag here. Annalisa says, any recommendations for decluttering books? I notice I have a hard time letting them go. Oh, I see. You know what's funny? Notice how, and it's not even punctuation. When I saw this, I thought you meant books about decluttering. Now you just mean decluttering, boom, boom, books. Yes, I have a hard time letting them go. Yeah, Annalisa, I come from a book family like you wouldn't believe. Like you wouldn't believe. Seriously, the main thing when my mother passes away that we're going to have to declutter from the house are going to be books. So I know where you're coming from, but here's what has helped me. But also knowing couple of levels I'll share with you. The ones that come to mind. One is, we live in a time now where we get information in different ways than we used to. Within my lifetime, if you wanted, prior to the internet, if you ever wanted to find out information about something, you needed to get a book, and it was cool to buy the book so you could resource it without going to the library. Now, I don't know if you're talking about kind of fiction or nonfiction. Same type of thing, though. It's like, well, no, not fiction. You could go to the library. Anyhow, ask yourself why you're saving them. Why are you saving them? And don't think of it. Also reframe the letting them go. It's like letting them go, they're falling. No, they're going to fall into somebody else's hand who's going to read it. Case in point, right here, people. I am reading books right now that I have discovered in people's little free libraries, that I have gotten from the free shelf at the library, that I have bought at a yard sale or whatever. So remember, your stuff doesn't just fall and then it's gone forever and it's sad and it's lonely. If you enjoyed that book, you can share it with somebody else. Okay, but to me it's really valuable to understand where you're coming from, so you can better control where you're going. Okay? Magnets. Oh yeah, maybe magnets. All right. Everybody, if you're on my mailing list, I'm going to take this a lot more seriously, because also, frankly, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And if I don't write it down, I'm going to go, whoosh, it's going to go out of my head. But if you send me an email, that's something I can tally up how many people are interested. Okay? Interesting. LA64367 says, I find if I get a new bed covering or something, then I want to do more. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I will say this, reward yourself with something, but if you're getting a new bed covering, I hope you are also decluttering the old one. Heidi starts with making my bed, then the floor, then pick a corner. Every item toss, keep, or donate. Yeah, but here's an interesting thing, is do you have to do this a lot? Because you may have I used to do this a lot, like even in this house. Clothes on the floor. You know what I mean? Like dirty clothes on the floor. I'll pick them up later. You know? Now, Joe Mama says it's so hard to do this alone. You know what? I'll offer to you. First of all, you're not alone because you have me. I show up on TikTok almost every day, except for when I'm traveling. And even when I'm traveling, there are a boatload of recorded TikTok lives that you could pop on and feel like you're not alone. But I will also say this in LA64367-867-5309. At a certain point, you need to be alone to do this. You do. Being alone helps with this because then you're paying attention to what you want. Not what everybody else wants, but what do you want? And sometimes being alone allows you to do that. Now, maybe you're like, well, I don't know what I want. Cool, then let's find out together. Discover, getting to know you. Oh my God, I'm going to have to put that one on the on the playlist. But doing it physically, if it's the physical aspect that you're like, oh my God, I'm so sick of moving these things, you can get somebody to physically help you with the physical stuff, but you can't have anybody else, except for maybe a coach, I'll just offer that, to help you with the mental stuff of why am I hanging on to this? That's the stuff, like when you are dealing with clutter of a surface level, like right now, you could be puttering around the house, as I like to say, putter and declutter. You could be booping around the house, doing the dishes, putting away some laundry, folding some stuff, tidying up, wiping down stuff. Surface clutter, you can listen to a TikTok live right now and get that done. And it does, and the quality of your surface decluttering isn't suffering because you already know where things are and what to do. When you need to make decisions, though, stored clutter and sentimental clutter, this is when you need to quiet down everybody else and listen to yourself. And so it's important to have some quiet to listen to things. Now, this works when it's your stuff. However, also, you making a decision about stuff you have in your house, if it's something that's also owned by or co-owned by somebody else, you need to get their input. But make sure you're clear on what you want to happen, okay? Make sure. All right? All right, Carol Thompson. My mom passed and I'm avoiding cleaning out her house. It's okay to avoid that. Not for forever, but realize you may not be nervous system ready. Your nervous system is still grieving the loss of your mom. That is one of the most tragic things that happens to all of us on the planet. Allow yourself time to heal, okay? And don't beat yourself up if you're not feeling ready for it yet, okay? No, not feeling ready for it yet. All right? When you feel better, you're going to do better. And if you still don't know what to do, just know, everybody, when you deal with sentimental clutter, notice I just talked about surface level clutter. Surface is the stuff, looks good on the surface, I can go do this. Stored clutter is like, okay, I need to sit with myself and figure out, now, do we really need that shelving unit? Are we going to use that bureau? Do we really need 3 yardsticks, or do I just need 1? Actually, we had 5. That's stored clutter. Sentimental clutter is going to make you feel feelings. And a lot of your stuff in your home is going to make you feel feelings. Feelings are not a bad thing. Feelings remind us that we're humans and not robots or zombies. Okay? So don't be a robot through your life. Don't be a zombie. Don't try to cram down the feelings. Let them out. If anything, this is like decluttering yourself, is like taking out the stuff that you've packed down and saying, do I need this unhappy feeling? Is it helping me to feel shitty about this? Can I let this go? You know? You're going to feel feelings, but not all of them are going to be bad feelings. You're going to find things that make you laugh. There are going to be things that touch your heart in a good way. There are things that are going to remind you of love. Okay? So, notice those things. Okay? And when you're not feeling, Jellyfish is saying being alone is awesome to declutter. Okay, I'm going to back up some here. I'm going to do some little quick things here. All right, there we go. Joe Mama, I freeze or feel paralyzed when I try to declutter. All right, that's when you got to get your nervous system Notice that's your nervous system is guiding you freezing. You probably have a thought in your head of, oh my God, this is so much, I can't do it. Quiet down that thought, quiet down your body, feel better, do a little smidge, and say, I did that. What else can I do? Again, every little bit helps. Okay? Yep. Give yourself a little reward when you finish the papers. Hell yeah, I'm always about the little rewards. Yeah, see, user 616440 is cleaning out the overflow pantry while listening. I'm helping. I had to throw all the books in the trash and donated them all. I'm using old books as small plant stands. That's cool. Oh, I did this yesterday too. Annalisa, luckily you know me, okay? So I hit something, and I think I'm going to try to do this. Send. That undid. That happened to me yesterday. I got to watch where I put my finger. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Physical books, because I want my kids off of the devices, but we also have so many. Yeah. So many obsolete things. Yeah. I mean, our lives are think about, everybody's house is probably the museum of obsolete technology. Typewriters in the cellar, portable phones, alarm clocks, fax machines. We are living more so than ever in the entirety of the humanity on the planet. We are living in such a rapidly changing world. I saw a thing when I was up early and scrolling on TikTok today that showed kind of like the technology of maybe even 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, and then the technology of today, and it was just a phone. So we do have a lot of evidence of the evolution of technology in our world, but we are evolving ourselves. Okay? You know? Pamela is saying, do I set up an eBay account to sell things? Then they are still in my home. If you want to sell things, eBay is a way to do that. You can also sell them on a Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, things, if you want to sell them, that's the thing. Even if you're selling things, now you're putting them in limbo. You are waiting for somebody else to help you get that out of your house. This is why I do so much giving away and donating now, because I will be honest with you. I know, I was thinking about it again. I think a lot on my walks. I suggest you take a walk. It helps you think. I probably have 10 to 15 to 20 good years left in me. And so I have almost 60 of them behind me, okay, because I just turned 58. I realize I want my time more than the little nickels I'm going to get by selling something on eBay. I used to sell stuff. It's not worth my time anymore. So that's why I happily give away things, because then I get the stuff out of my house and I get the freedom of not having to pack it, ship it, answer the questions, get the feedback, take the photos, write the things, do the research. It's totally up to you. But I'm not saying this I kind of am saying this to discourage you, honestly. I'd be faking it if I weren't. But I will just say this. See if it's worth it to you. See if the exchange of money for time is worth it. What's your hourly rate? My hourly rate? No, I'm not going to make that much. If I have one item, like I did, I auctioned off something I had in my basement for 20 years that I thrifted for $5. I made $800. But that is an anomaly. Now that thing is gone, and now I'm left with a bunch of crap that I got from Salvation Army. Okay. Connie is suggesting taking old sheets and comforters to the vet in animal shelters. I've done that. Love it. Floor to corner works in every room for tidy. That rocks. Yeah, I love it. And then once it's initially tidy, things look wicked out of place when it's tidy. Yes. Notice you get used to living in a tidy house, and so things get off. We used to have so much more crap around the house, and now we're both used to having it being nice and tidy, so we keep it that way. It takes, decluttering the surface on a daily basis, but that's how we like it. I love it. Have piles of hand-me-downs to bring to a friend. Recovering from, yep. Okay, here we go. Kids' clothes. Yeah, Pink Knit says, thank you. Decluttering needs to happen, but my mental state is weak. Okay, then get your mental state stronger. But also, I bet there's things that you can say right now, even if you don't need to be that strong to realize the trash in your house, the recycles in your house. I mean, stuff like that there. Okay? Okay, notice this, Nellie Bly by Design, okay? Normal, but there is so much to do. Oh my God, I could make like a little sign. Yeah, but there's so much to do. Yeah, there is. So start. Notice that when you think of it all overwhelm. You guys hear me say this a lot, overwhelm. I'm feeling overwhelmed. There's too much. Oh, the world is above me. God, this is so overwhelming. Calm down your nervous system. Over to down. Chunk it down. There's so much to do. Okay, where do you want to start? What room in your house? You can easily overwhelm yourself. People, we do this all the time. You know what overwhelms you? The words you have in your brain that you choose to believe. The words you have in your brain make you feel a feeling in your body, and then you do something or with your hands. You either hang on to stuff and you stay stuck, or you get going and do stuff. All right? All right. Okay, so spouse works at home and has accumulated office chairs that he doesn't want. Did you see my thing yesterday about putting a free sign on your front stoop? I highly recommend it. All right, if they are broken, then throw them away. Amy is giving unused and old kitchen appliances to a nice home care worker nearby me, and she is so happy. Notice, people, when decluttering can feel good, both for the giver and the receiver. Okay? Notice these things. Yeah. PK says, I loved your suggestion to start with one category of clothing to pare down, and I will expand upon that. So first of all, thank you for letting me know that worked with you. Second of all, everything is categorizing. Pick a category and start with that. That's a chunk. A category is a chunk. You can chunk it down and say, I don't care about anything else. All I'm going to do is look for the things that are blue in this room and decide if I'm going to declutter anything blue in here. Now, I don't particularly care for the color blue except for aqua, so it would be pretty easy for me. Have a game. Make it fun with it. Have a game. I'm going to pick what's the biggest thing in this room that I could declutter. What's the largest physical item? I say start from large to small because you can spend the same amount of time, kind of like selling stuff on eBay. You can, should I declutter this chapstick? I don't know. It doesn't work like I thought it was going to, whatever. And then you could do the same thing with a shiffer robe. Okay. You could rent a dumpster. Yeah, that's an option. All right. So I got a bunch of things right here. Let me quickly, before I jump into answering some of these questions, just as a reminder or an intro for the first time. Good morning. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. Okay. Can you tell this is live? I would have hit record and started again, but you know what? This is not Memorex. This is live, not Memorex. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered because I love to travel, but also life is a road trip, people. Let's get excited about where we're going and hit the road to get there. Now, I do one-on-one paid coaching with people on Zoom, so it doesn't matter where on the globe you are, as long as we can find a day of the week and time of day, we can work my paid coaching. There's also an email mailing list if you're interested in getting on that. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website where you can find out about those things. And even for starters, like my page here on TikTok, because I do TikTok lives almost every day, and except for when I'm traveling. And even then, sometimes I pop up, like if my husband's sleeping and I'm kind of bored and waiting for him to wake up, depending upon the time zone we're in when we're traveling. So those aren't guaranteed, but if I am not showing up on a TikTok live and you want to hear from me, there are over 200 recorded TikTok lives on the YouTube channel called Destination Decluttered. You can listen to one of them, and if you weren't there live, you can pretend it's live, okay? So a couple of things you can do to get yourself kind of in the mood to declutter, okay? I love it. K Major is saying shelters and nursing homes take donations. Yes. All right. Here we go. I'm backing it up, backing it up, backing it up, backing it up. Okay, there we go. Make it fun. RBO 1960 says, blast the music while cleaning. Annalisa says, I wanted to share that I'm rubbing off on my family. They started talking and about what we need to give away. I love it. Dance around the room. Yeah, if that works for you, go for it. Annalisa says, my kids have old school alarm clocks because they can snooze and sleep late. I love it. I love it. Somebody has the oldest typewriter from a closed old train depot. I even have a cord junk drawer. Yeah, you know what? Everybody's got the cords, people. I will do a cord decluttering. But you know what? Don't freak out about that. Cords, you can probably put them all in a freaking Ziploc bag. And when you need one, you dig it around until you find one. Don't let those freak you out. Did the selling thing and it takes too much energy. Yeah. Pink Knit, old computer, and all those old data files and photos. Okay. Pink Knit, you can do some researching to see who can help you get your info off of your old computer while they still can. Okay. Okay, good. Cat mama. See, health and not having fun makes me sour. Don't be sour. Be sweet, like me. No, I get sour. I get cranky like nobody's business. But I also say, wait a minute, I can do something about this. I need to have some fun. I want to plan some fun things. I get cranky when I've planned fun things and they don't happen. If your neighborhood has a community yard sale, show it out there. Yeah. I just like to sit stuff on the curb for free. Me too. Freedom of less stuff is better than a cluttered house and brain. Yes, Lisa Marie. Such good stuff. Fish tank. Moving houses forced me to get rid of so much. It was so hard. You know why? Because you forced yourself to do it. If I were to move again, I will share this with you. So if anybody's ever moving, what I want to think of is not, oh shit, we have to move. It's like, oh my gosh, we get to move and I get to now decorate my Barbie dream house. Where we're moving, I want to make it better than here. So what would I keep? And what would I want to bring with me to decorate my Barbie dream house? And what would I leave behind? And I know for a stone cold fact, I will share this with you, that there's stuff in this house right now, my decluttered, lovely house that I'm very happy with now. But if I was moving, there are many things that I would not take with me because they are currently here and they look fine where they are. They are not bugging me. I'm thinking books. I'm thinking mainly books, actually, and all sorts of things. So notice that when you force yourself to do it, it doesn't feel good. So don't force yourself. Get in the habit of finding out what motivates you and makes it fun and do the fun. As one of my many sayings about my coaching is, I like to have fun and get it done. All right? How to get it from storing things in the basement. Looks like a warehouse. You know what? A little bit at a time. That's what I've been doing literally for years in this basement, and we are almost done and it feels great. How about this? Go down to the warehouse, pick out a box and say, do I still want to carry this in my store? You know, have some fun with it, but a box at a time, a tabletop at a time, a shelf at a time. Chunk it down, okay? Oceana Nana says, magazines, recipes torn out of magazines, baskets of paper notes, lists, and pamphlets. Help? Yes. First of all, I'll say stop. Hammer time. Stop getting the magazines in. Stop the magazines. Make the recipes. Read your notes and do the thing that's on the note. You know, trust me, I can deal with paper clutter like nobody's business because I have been in the past a paper clutterer, and I grew up in a dual paper clutter house. Both my mother and my dad both collected piles of papers all over the place. I know what I'm talking about, okay? So you can do something about it, all right? So notice these things. I love it. I've ditched toys and books in waiting rooms around town. Yeah. Where can you put something that you don't want it, but you can put it closer to where somebody was wanting? K Major, where to start? Start here. This is always where I'm going to recommend starting for everything. Your heart, your nervous system. Calm down your body and your brain. Tell yourself better stories. I can do this. This is going to be fun. And then you're revving up your engine, but you still got to have a place to go to. Place to go to, your destination of where you're aiming for. This also comes from your heart. Not what they want, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want my home to look like? How do I want to feel when I'm in my home? Right here is always where it's going to start for me. If that sounds intriguing to you, listen to me more. If not, there are many other people that declutter in a different way. This, to me, is organic. It's heartfelt. It is human. It is something you learn to think of, what do I want? And then say, how am I going to get it? And have fun getting it. Isn't that what life's all about? Ooh, you know what I want? I want to go take this trip. Oh, you know what I want? I want to go say hi to that person. You know what I want? I want that apple off of that tree. That's how it all started. Yeah, what color do you like? Yeah. Oceana, my daughters call my garage the store. Well, you know what? Your daughters are going to inherit the store. Yeah, okay. And Chrissy Jump, my hubby just automatically knows how to deal with lots of stuff, and I get overwhelmed. Yeah, some people do, some people don't. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just wired differently than your husband in that way. It takes all types, people. All of the wireds, okay? If we were all really good at these certain things, we'd all be really good at certain things, but other things would never happen, okay? I am a lot more motivated about this stuff than my husband is. I have to prod him into getting it, but once he gets into it, he has found some great stuff. But things that are important to you may not be as important to him. It's okay to be who you are, okay? There we go. Okay, teacher says, I started decluttering. I enjoy staying at home, and I don't go out shopping as more. Now, I don't either. I went to Target yesterday because I had to pick up, what did I pick up? Something. It was on my shopping list. And I was surprised. I'm like, God, I haven't been in a Target in forever. Yearbooks are difficult. Now, I will say, yeah, traffic cop hand. Yearbooks, I keep mine. I have mine. I saw them. You know, they only take up about that amount of space. Don't focus on that. Focus on something else. It's something other than, like, there is going to be, if you want to have evidence of who you were on the planet and life you lived, you're going to save certain things. Be cool with that. Just notice the quantity and quality about it. Okay? Yeah, I love it. Okay. All right, Wendy Rose, you're cranky right now. Are you wearing the cranky pants, as we like to say in my family? I know the feeling. What can you do to make yourself, even just physically, feel better right now? Is it water? Is it coffee? Is it Excedrin? Is it a better pair of pants? Is it underwear that doesn't give you a wedge? Is it sitting down with yourself and saying, okay, backseat drivers, what's the story you're telling me? You can do something. Yeah, I was cranky, and we can wallow in it, but it just doesn't feel good, you know? So you just know that you can do something if you choose to help you get less cranky. Okay? Now, what do we got here? So a couple of things. 9:47. Okay, we got 13 minutes. There we go. There we go. Kim, going to the warehouse. I used to work in a warehouse. I used to work for Pier 1 Imports. So I have redesigned warehouses, and when I worked for Mikasa, I redesigned their whole warehouse. It was just the store one. It wasn't like the major one, but it's the same type of thing. If you think about it, you have a warehouse because you have items you think you're going to use or sell, and you need to know where they are. So you put them together in a way that makes it easier for you. So let me ask you, do you know what you have in your warehouse? Do you know what you have in stock? Do you know what you have to make your life easier? If you don't know what's in your warehouse, open the boxes. Find out what's in their boxes. And do it with a sense of curiosity. We were having fun. I think it was earlier this week when we were doing a TikTok live. I was saying how people have found money in different things that they found valuable when they were decluttering. Oh my gosh, I started taking count. We were up to, seriously, because somebody said they found $500,000 in a piece of furniture that their mom did something with. But we were up to thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that people have found when they've been decluttering. What treasures are you going to find? And the treasures aren't always monetary. The treasures can be things that cause you to feel a feeling. Oh my God, remember when I wore this in high school? Or remember when I had my mohawk haircut? Look at this picture. This is a picture of me when we were on stage with this band, or whatever it is. You know? Notice these things. There we go. Wendy Rose, you know what to do. Perfect neighborhood holiday gift. Rent a dumpster a week at Christmas through New Year. Yeah. I love it. Okay. What else do we go? Boop, ba-da-boo. I'm going to back up a little bit here. Try not to hit the wrong button. Wallpaper made from your mom's handwritten recipes. That's a cool idea. Or just a book. You know? Alrighty. What do we got? I love it. I love seeing the chitter chatter between people because when I can't get to somebody else, it's nice. Notice the connection, you guys. I love connection. I remember being in high school saying kind of like, you know what I want? I want connections. Maybe because I felt a lack of connection. Ooh, oh, get me to therapy. But I kid because the people with connections did cool things. People with connections got stuff done that regular people didn't get. They got the cool tickets to the shows. They had connections, so they were staying in somebody's house down the Cape. They had connections because. Notice the connections we're having. We're here connecting and helping each other. You know, somebody said, oh, I did this. Oh, really? What'd you do? Oh, here, let me go get it. We're here to help each other. I love the fact that this happens. I'm all about this because it also reminds you you're not alone. Maybe there's a bug flying in front of you. You're not alone with the clutter, okay? We live in a capitalist society that motivates us to solve our problems with buying items. That's how our society is based. I like to thwart the system in that respect by saying, yeah, to a certain point I do need to buy things. Like, I'm not going to be sitting on the floor and not have a phone. Like, there are certain things I will buy, but I don't anymore. I used to for decades buy things to make me happy. Go out to buy things, even going to buy things. You know, the journey, hunting for antiques, looking for Fiesta wear. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. I've found I'm actually learning to find different things to do with my time because I spent decades of my life going out and thrifting and shopping and things like that. Now it's a different chapter. But notice, we do things to make ourselves feel better. At the very core of it, we want to feel okay. We want to feel safe. We want to feel loved. We don't want to hurt. And we do things that we think are going to get us that safe, loved, happy feeling. Sometimes the things we do work. Yay! Sometimes they do for a while. Yay! And then sometimes they do for a while and then they don't. Yay! It's kind of like I was with like doing my previous thing, Retro Roadmap. Sometimes you start something and you're like, ooh, I don't like this at all, but the money's good. I guess I'll buy some stuff with that money to make me happy. You know what? Just notice your motivations. We as humans want to feel good, better, safe, loved, protected. And sometimes our clutter does that temporarily, but long term, it just adds to the overwhelm. Somebody, who was it? One of my clients the other day, we were talking about that kind of like your hamster surrounding itself with like the shavings to make itself feel safe. You know? All right, here we go. Fresh, breezy weather, window open with a sweatshirt. Love it. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Lisa Marie, somebody said something about gunny sacks. I gotta back up here because, yeah, I still have my gunny sacks prom dress from 85. I will share with you, Lisa Marie. I was literally thinking about gunny sacks dresses on my walk this morning because I realized, so I graduated from high school in 84, but they had a freshman banquet when I was in junior high. And I remember my mother taking me out. This was very cool of her. I remember her taking me out to multiple stores. And I knew, it's so funny, when you know yourself enough to know, like, I don't like those. I don't like that. I don't like that. It was never me. And so what I did, even at that day, I said, I would rather not go to the freshman banquet with my friends than wear a dress that I didn't like. So I did, and I felt cool with it. And it's so funny because the gunny sacks were the rage at the time. And then when my high school prom came together, all the dresses were like, you know, Gone with the Wind and all this, and that's so not me. And it was prior to the little black dress phenomenon. It was like little black dresses were like the punk rock thing to wear. And I didn't go to my prom because I didn't have a dress. But it's so funny that there's these things that you know yourself. I like that. I don't like that. You know, I will say this. The gunny sacks seem to be coming back, so sadly, our clothes are now vintage clothing. There we go. Somebody found their daughter's lost birth certificate. Treadmill in the office covered with boxes. Yeah, see, we think we're going to use it, and then we don't. Or we used it for a while, and then we stopped. You know? What do we got here? I've rented dumpsters for both my parents' and sister's houses. Money well spent. Yeah. So, notice this. Kat is saying, do you actually plan out the chunked down steps into cute little road maps? Nah. I don't want... Here's the thing. I want to get it done. I am so much more about functionality than decoration. And I will tell you why. I mean, my house is decorated well, don't get me now, but I want to get shit done. So that's why, if I was at my desk, you've seen it. I've waved it at you guys a bunch of times. I use two things. Because I'm Gen X, I have part of me is on paper and part of me is on the internet, and they're kind of combined. I use a notebook from Staples, a college-ruled, spiral-bound notebook to map out my day. I put the day, and then I put the hours, and I put chunks in it, and I fold it in half, and I make my list of things to do, and I put them in there, and I cross them out. It's a big old mess. But it gets shit done. I don't care about how it looks if it's helping me get it done. If I spent time making it pretty, that's time not spent getting the stuff done. Also, if anybody's interested in those notebooks, they are on sale. 35 cents a piece. Okay? So if you're thinking, oh, it's going to take so much for me to declutter, a 35-cent notebook, people. You hang out with me. I show you how to declutter your schedule. when I do my one-on-one coaching. It's just one of the many things I offer, you know? All right, oops, there we go. There we go, gunny sacks. Yeah, I declutter on a rampage. Get it done before I can second guess. Now, Michelle, that's interesting. Noticing your motivation. You're afraid that if you slow down, you might second guess yourself. Whatever works for you. I mean, trust me, I am not, say, my way or the highway. I say there's all types of things, but just get curious about what you do and how you do it, and does it feel good when you're doing it? Do you enjoy being in a rampage? Cool. There we go. Kat says, okay, more of a roadmap of rooms and zones to declutter. It depends. Like, I would do that. For example, I might take, at the beginning of when I'm working with my clients, I would say, okay, get your workbook, and because I have them buy one of those 35-cent notebooks too, and I say, okay, do this. Just put destination, boom, boom, like CSI. Destination, Law and Order, something like that, boom, boom. Destination, and then pick a room. Kitchen. Then sit in the kitchen with your book, and then just notice the things that bug you. Clear off the counters. Empty the trash. Do the dishes. Then you open the cupboards. Ooh, too many cupboard, So that's a roadmap. You're going from here to here. When these things are done, it doesn't look like it did anymore. It looks better. So, and again, a roadmap is, if you think about it, I do this sometimes on my coaching. I'll say how you make a list. Okay, a list is usually from north to south. And when you do a road trip, it's usually, and I'll say east to west because I'm in the east to west. When you drive, you go horizontal. A list is vertical. But when you do things in a row, you get them done, and you're on the other side. You've got more stuff. You're closer to your destination after doing the things on your list. So notice those things, you guys. Now, a couple of things. Looks like we've got about 3 minutes left today because I will sign off at 10 o'clock. Again, if we've just met, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. I do TikTok lives pretty much every day. I'm on the East Coast of the United States, so they tend to be in the morning, though sometimes I do some for my West Coasters. If you want to find out when I'm doing them, I used to post my schedule here, but then I realized that I just really wanted to reward the people on my free mailing list, because it's a free mailing list, but I still like to treat them well, to say thank you for trusting me with your email that I'm not going to use it for evil, I'll use it for good. And so I schedule my TikTok lives, but the only people who know the schedule are the people on the mailing list. They know how to access that. They get first dibs on coaching. We do a monthly free group Zoom. I will be doing some kind of paid workshops this fall. If my schedule will allow, I will tell you, I have a busy, just stuff going on. This is the pace in which my life goes, so I honor that. But if any of that sounds like, ooh, that sounds interesting, hop on my mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com, my website. Then you'll know when I'm showing up for TikTok lives. The other thing is, too, I do one-on-one coaching. Now, I will say this. Right now, you can't sign up for coaching because all of my consultation slots are are scheduled. And I'm traveling a bunch, so I don't do consultations when I'm traveling because I want to focus on you so much that I don't want to be distracted by anything. So if that sounds interesting to you, again, destinationdecluttered.com, get on my mailing list. I will just say this to you, too. There were two things. One of them was, it's crazy to realize that we're on that shoulder of the year where right here is back to school, and then you've got, to me, it's like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's are coming up. Though this is the time of year where decluttering is not like any other time of the year, because you're going to be decluttering things and doing things in your house that you don't normally do. You might be having people over. Kids may be moving out of school. Maybe kids are moving back and in. There's different routines going on that may require you to think about clutter differently and wanting to do it differently when maybe earlier in the year you were like, yeah, whatever. So I say this because I'm going to be here for a while yet. When this is no longer fun for me, I will not do this anymore. But while it is fun for me, here's what I do. And, oh wow, LA64367 says, we have been in school for three weeks now. I am, however old I am, and I'm still a kid. I'm like, you shouldn't be able to go to school till after Labor Day weekend. But that's just me, okay? Mother of three pearls cleaned off your table and cleaned out my chair in the living room just for me being on. Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? Why do we send kids to school? We teach them things so they can have a good life. Learn how to declutter. If your life is not feeling good because you have clutter, it will feel better once you don't have clutter and you learn how to create that yourself. Sounds like a good way to sign off. I will see you guys the next time I do a TikTok Live. Okay? Have an awesome day.